John Ridgway was the artist, so there's no point even trying to draw it because it just looked beautiful. So I actually wrote a few issues and then went off and did stuff in America and came back. And when the TV show came back, I basically pimped myself shamelessly to take over penciling the book with David Inky. Aside from that, I have done all that 70s style Marvel, Doctor Who retro artwork you see in exciting places like B&Q. That's all by me. And,
oh, that's so cool.
and has been modelled by this lovely lady here tonight. And I storyboard the television show.
Officially cool.
Yes. For the first time in my life.
I worked for many years on Doctor Who magazine. I used to do the reviews of the new DVDs and do little cartoons. And I think I've drawn, like you, pretty much all of them, bar maybe a couple, because I bowed out around the time that Jodie took over.
Oh, okay.
Only for workload, nothing apart from that. I've done some covers for the comics. I've done some behind the scenes stuff, not storyboarding, but some behind the scenes stuff, the actual show itself. And I also did a little that announced that T Davies was coming back to the show.
And what did he call you on Instagram, Russell T Davies?
I can't remember.
Sexy Ben.
Thank you very much.
Sexy John.
Is that the sequel to Gentle Ben?
I don't think I've ever done anything on Doctor Who, have I?
Oh,
Goodbye.
Depends.
I don't think I have, have I? Have I?
I don't know.
Anyway, this is John.
The false pretenses, actually. I did see the very first, literally, I did see the very first.
Oh, well, there we go. That's
good enough.
With William Hartnell, and I shit myself. I was still in that. I was 15, but you know, I was practicing for later in life.
So you've been trapped out a panel that you didn't.
You're at baseline on this though, so.
Do you want to stay? Or do you want to go?
They always entertain, so.
It is true. Well, I'll tell you what, this is good. We'll start with you, John. Are you a fan of Doctor Who?
Funny enough, I am. I do love Doctor Who, and I love the reiteration every time they sort of get the rebirth. I'm looking for. It's always exciting, and it's just so speculative. Did I?
He's old.
It's called Doctor Who magazine, apparently.
Yeah.
Actually,
right.
John,
Yeah.
I have some prints
Yeah,
that you did
hang on.
as well.
Yes, he's drawn Sylvester McCoy.
Yes.
Yeah, I like
I actually, John, I have some of your prints that you sent me for the kids. You should not remember. I just remembered as well.
This is going to be good. Tell us about drawing Sylvester McCoy.
Now, I know we've got 3 really hardcore Doctor Who fans here, so
Yeah.
you've got to tell me how you know.
Who do you want to start with?
You, John.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be honest, I don't remember the time without Doctor Who. It existed before I was born. I remember absolutely being terrified. You know the article hiding behind the sofa, but not the show. The first thing I remember being scared of was the theme music. As when I was about 3, I guess, I used to hide from the theme music. And once the theme music had finished, I'd come out and start watching it.
Okay.
But yes, and I've loved it ever since. And it's gone through some amazing highs, some lows, and then some amazing highs again. And that's the thing, it's just brilliant. And as you say, it's well, that's it, you know, and it can be reborn not just through the Doctor, but through the creatives in charge as well. So yeah, no, my cut me and I believe Doctor Who.
For me, it turns out my very first memory of television is Doctor Who. I found out years ago, I always had this image in my head of looking up at a TV on a big stand, almost like a grandfather clock with its screen. And it was a man's head on the side and little people walking past him. And it stuck with me for years and years and years. And it was only, I think, it must have been an article in Doctor Who magazine where they were talking about Planet of the Giants, where that shot turned up. And I thought, oh my God, Doctor Who's been there from the start. Through the 60s, I was just too scared. I was too scared to watch Doctor Who. Every time I put it on, something horrible would come. The Crotons particularly terrified me. I don't know why, but that was me done. But when it came back with Pertwee and was in colour, I was sort of then captivated and basically hooked for life from that point onwards.
Casey Running.
That might have affected certain things within me, yes.
Well, my dad was a fan of Doctor Who. He watched it from the first episode, so it would have been on in the house. But the episode that sticks in my mind was either Spearhead from Space or Terror of the Autons, which had dummies coming to life and bursting through a window. Utterly freaked me out. I was horrified and refused to watch Doctor Who again. Then I found a comic called TV Action, which had Doctor Who drawn by Jerry Haylock inside, with John M. Burns and people like that. So I loved the comic, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe I should start watching Doctor Who again. So the first episode that I watched willingly would have been the T Davies, and I just thought, this is fantastic. And John Pertwee is still my doctor because he was who I first got to know. You know.
What did you think about, they brought back the scene that was recently, didn't they? What did you think about them? Because I just thought they looked horrible. So like, what did you think?
I have to be honest, I haven't actually seen it yet. No, I've got stuff backed up to watch.
That's
I haven't got there yet, I'm afraid.
Oh, spoilers.
I need them to be very rubbery and wobbly, with two little eye holes in the neck, so the actors can see. That's what the
Yeah,
serial
that's what
should
it's
look
supposed
like.
to be.